Students love their devices. They love the flexibility that it creates for them. But at the same time, there's this untapped potential of what that device can do, and students are noticing that.
Well, we had iPads, and we had groups of iPads that we used in lesson, but a lot of the time it was almost used, Terry said, as a gimmick. They got brought out, the kids got really excited, brilliant iPads, and for them it was like, we get to play on the iPads. They didn't make the connection to the lesson or the learning, so there was no outcome that actually supported and provided progression for their education, which as an educator was really disappointing. We had this amazing technology and we just didn't know how to use it effectively enough.
SmartAmp is a cloud-based software which really does start to glue together the options for using devices in classrooms. Because it's device agnostic, it means that children could, for the first time, really turn up with a device, any device, and the teacher doesn't have to worry about it, whether it's compatible or not.
So AMP is really about taking away all of the device barriers, the barriers that make it hard, letting the teacher concentrate on the flow. So AMP is just providing a platform that says, doesn't matter what you're using, let's make it easy for you, tie it all together in one lesson, and you'll be able to focus on the learning.
What AMP allows a teacher to do is to create an environment where it's really easy for that teacher to allow students to engage in collaborative dialogue, to pull in rich media and digital content into a space in a collaborative way, and not have to worry about the technology and how it's going to be done, because AMP drives that in the background.
I kind of explain it like it's a big blank sheet of paper, but it's so much more than that. Everyone can go on and write. Everyone can be adding stuff from online. They can add links, they can add pictures or videos, but they can also communicate and talk to each other. And it doesn't even matter if they're in the same room. They can be at home doing homework and be in all different places around the local area and still be working together and collaboratively. I mean, it's wonderful.
They're used to, on the web, producing pictures, comments, etc. It's all part of the current way of using the web, and SmartAmp enables children to contribute and author their own responses, but also enables the teacher to structure the learning. You can actually put into the AMP file the learning objectives or the learning outcomes that you want the students to focus on. So always there within the file is a reminder to the students about what it is you want them to learn, as well as the activity they're doing.
We have some kids that are much more boisterous than others, a lot more shyer than others, and some kids are very willing to give their point of view, and some kids basically don't want anyone to look at them. They don't want the spotlight. SmartAmp, because they are involved, everyone gets to have their ideas in front and kind of get involved in the lesson, but they're not vocally, putting up their hand and everyone turning around and looking at them. It's a much nicer environment. Everyone feels a lot safer. Everyone gets their ideas put forward.
When you can get those students who weren't interacting with the class before interacting, you've got them. And then they'll be outside your door early the next lesson because they want to do it again.
The students love SmartAmp. I mean, you take out the iPads and they get excited anyway, but the fact they know it's actually supporting their education, it is not just a DOS lesson or kind of a gimmick. There is an outcome to it. I mean, all kids, they want to learn, they want to make that progression, and having this piece of fun, exciting technology supporting them in actually making that endeavour, it's priceless.
One of the reasons collaboration and the desire to have students that learn collaboratively, learn to interact with each other to stimulate their learning is because that's how we work. That's how we interact socially. That's how we interact in the modern workplace. And so increasingly, employers are expecting to see a stock of new employees with those skills built in.
The jobs that we're preparing these kids for today don't even exist yet. The problems that these kids are going to have to solve when they get out are problems that we don't know. But what we do know is that those students are going to have to work with a team of people to be able to solve them.
The future of education is about collaboration. It's about interactivity. It's about personalization. Technology is part of our children's lives. So if we want to make sure that our classrooms are authentic, interactive, experiential places where students feel that the learning is dynamic, where they feel it's personalised, and where they feel they have a level of empowerment, a classroom without technology is immediately to its own detriment. We have to allow our students to use their tech in the way they use their tech outside of the classroom to add that credibility, vibrancy and dynamic to the process.
Using Smart Amp is actually really useful because you're collaborating, you're communicating effectively. You have to be able to reflect on other people's work. You have to be able to critically reflect on your own work. All these skills that are really important are all used within Smart Amp. So for me, it is such an amazing piece of software and supports me in helping me teach my children, not just about the maths, but to prepare them for the real world.